Welcome to this series of videos in which we take a close look at all 9 tiles and all 27 elements of the instruction manual. This is Tile 3, Element 1, Strategies. Do you remember what we talked about in Tile 2? Habits, patterns, conditioning. Well, strategies offer us a nice link from Tile 2 to Tile 3 because they have things in common with those elements insofar as they are long-standing aspects of our behavior. They are born very early on in life. They're things which we can change when we see them clearly, which we can improve, and they're ways of getting what we want in life. And one of the obvious ways that we do that is to manipulate our environment, to manipulate the people around us, which is a very good strategy for getting what we want. It may not be the best. And this is the important thing about these things, is that we've hit upon certain strategies by luck or by judgment or just by a random effect of things happening. But what's to say that they're the perfect strategies? The chances of you hitting on the perfect strategies when you're 3, 4, 5 years old is very, very small. It's a random number, really. It's a random outcome. So what this is all about is looking clearly at the strategies you use and choosing different ones or improving the ones you have. One common strategy that we learn very early on is to manipulate our environment. And if that kind of behavior goes unaddressed, then you end up with manipulative grown-ups, game-playing grown-ups. Here's an example. There's a very popular game that people play called the yes but game, which is really all about getting somebody to pay attention to us but not actually doing anything. So somebody might say, oh, I wish I could get fit or be more healthy, which offers the opportunity for somebody else to engage with them and maybe offer suggestions. Say, well, why don't you join my gym? Yeah, but you have to sign up for 6 months and it's you can cycle to work. Yeah, but when it's raining and you work on the 3rd floor. What about you just climb the stairs rather than take the lift? Yeah, but my knee starts to hurt and So what we've got here is 2 strategies going on, really. You've got effectively the yes but person playing the victim role, and the other person, the one who's offering suggestions, can be seen as the rescuer. Ultimately, none of the suggestions are going to be taken up. This person is only interested in gathering attention. Pay attention to me. Look after me even. But I'm not going to do anything that you tell me. So the frustration builds, and then that will either explode or the second person, the rescuer, will walk away. But there'll always be somebody else to take their place. This is a strategy that's been in place from very early on in life, remember. And again, unless it's addressed, unless the person sees it, nothing's going to change. And you can get annoyed with somebody as a rescuer. You can lose your temper with somebody. You can say, you have no idea about this. You have no intention of getting fit, of becoming healthy. Doesn't matter. It's not about becoming healthy. It's about getting attention. Now, one strategy that you can use as the rescuer, if you feel obliged or you feel drawn to offer suggestions to that first person, you know what they're like because you've observed. And what you can do before you get involved in any suggestions is say, what are you prepared to do? What are you willing to do to sort it out? Judging by the answer they give, you'll know how best to proceed. But don't just go blindly in offering suggestions to somebody who is just going to get you frustrated. So those are examples of strategies, again, that are already in place with both people, the victim and the rescuer. One's manipulating, one's being manipulated. Only the second person, only the rescuer is likely to get frustrated. The only way the first person will get frustrated is if nobody responds. So this example of game playing is something that happens all the time in all different kinds of scenarios in different ways. There are so many games that people play, and it's important that you observe what's going on around you, but also with you on the inside. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in Tile 4, fine-tuning. But what you can do for yourself is to check your personal strategies. Look at how you deal with situations. What is it that you're doing? Here's another example of a manipulative strategy that I've employed in the past. Say I'm at a party and it's late and I could do with a lift home. I've missed the last bus and I know the guy who stood next to me, he's got his car with him. He's not drinking. He lives close by. It's a little bit of a detour for him, but I could say to him, listen, is there any chance you can give me a lift home? But I don't do that. I'm not straight in that respect. I'm manipulative because all I do is just go, I've missed my last bus. And then I wait. Just like the yes but person, I wait for somebody to rescue me. And maybe the guy will say, oh, I live close by. he'll give me a lift, and he probably won't notice at the time. He may not notice until the next day, but something will tell him that he's being manipulated, that I could have actually just said to him, do you know what? Can you give me a lift home? I've missed my last bus. I'm tired. I don't even have to give an explanation. Just ask. All he can do is say no, but we don't do that. Well, not all of us at least. So take a good look at your strategies. Ask yourself whether you can make improvements. Ask yourself whether you can make changes to make things better for yourself. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out all the other videos for Tile 3. I'll put them in the description below, and I'll see you next time.